Hello, hello. This is part 2 of my UFO video series. I guess I'm gonna make more parts for this because this is interesting. So anyway, my husband, he found a drone type of thing on the road. We were coming home last night in the dark. We went shopping and I was talking to him about something, and suddenly my vision field saw on the road, saw a red glowing thing, an unidentified crashed object on the road, fairly small, it looked very strange. It looked like a glowing octopus or something, and it was red. This is a flower, this is not the UFO. So I'm terrified to touch that thing. I don't want to touch it. It's down there on the road. And I am also afraid to go there. I tried to do this last night. I wanted to go there by myself without Papa Dog because there are dogs out there and I don't want to take a chance of him getting bitten. Papa Dog! Yes! Yes, 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 yes. Mama protects the Papa Dog. Yes, always, always, always. So I walked down there alone with the flashlight, and I saw the glowing object ahead of me, like 100 feet ahead of me, as I was walking back on that road, uphill, sort of. And then I saw someone with a flashlight, someone who was checking out that object as well. And that person saw me, and they quickly left and went back up into their driveway. And I saw them, and I decided, as you can see in the video, I said, I'm gonna check out this UFO. I guess not. and I turned around. I chickened out. So I don't want confrontations. If I don't necessarily have to, if it's something, it has something to do with a small drone or UFO, why get into a confrontation? I don't want that. But the object was very pretty and very exciting, and I've never seen anything like this on the internet neither. I've never seen anything like this. So my husband, when we first drove down there, he backed up and he opened the door and he took his flashlight and he inspected it, and he said it's quite small and it glows red, and it has some kind of disco ball on it, attached to it, and sort of like a complete circular view type of thing with the camera in, probably. So it is most likely a drone of some sort that someone used, or maybe the government used, to fly by people's windows to check into people's greenhouses to see if they're growing marijuana. And we are not growing marijuana. We are marijuana free. Okay. Completely. I do not ingest or smoke or do tattoos or whatever people do or shove it up their orifices. I am not into this. I am against the ingestion of marijuana. Okay, I just want to make this very clear. I am not for it. It messes up people's brain circuitry No, we need our brain circuitry. We need that. We don't want to end up on SSI because we've done too much marijuana. And I know too many of those people. They're like, they're all around 10 years, 20 years older than me. And they are my red flag friends, you know. They are my red flag. They're not even my friends. They're too messed up. They can't even be there for someone else. But I don't, you know, I don't hold it against them. They have fried their brain cells, so they're just finished. They're like wandering around the world, homeless and on SSI and on drugs, and they go to missionaries and they let those missionaries totally download their bullshit into them. And that's what a fried brain does. A fried brain, or a very stupid brain, particularly stupid brain states, they allow total bullshit to be downloaded into them. And that is not cool with me. So that's why I say, do not marijuana. Okay, you need your brain. You need to think clearly. Okay, you need to, someone who has done too much LSD or any kind of hallucinogenic drug, ayahuasca or tobacco, or yeah, tobacco is not a hallucinogenic, but it messes the brain up too, I think. It fogs the brain up completely, or alcoholics, or whatever, people take, substances to make the emotional pain that's totally unconscious somewhat tolerable. That's what it's all about. If you didn't have pain, you wouldn't be gravitating towards any of that stuff. But that's why I'm saying you need to become aware. We need awareness. That's why awareness, becoming completely conscious about what's happening in the brain. Once it's becoming conscious, then it's no longer pressing so much. Then it's no longer causing you to flee away from it or into some kind of substances that make your existence more tolerable. Existence is harsh, it really is harsh, but you chose this existence, so I'm saying make the best out of it. Go holistic, go plant-based with everything, and stay away from poisonous plants. And there are some poisonous plants that are highly beneficial in very tiny amounts. Yeah, I'm not gonna get into microdosing of hallucinogenic plants. So, particularly not the ones that are very poisonous. So, there are some benefits for people who are at the end of their road. So, for those people, maybe microdosing, maybe even microdosing can be beneficial for people who are not going to be having to drive anymore or operate on people or even teach people anything in school, because once they're at the end of the road, it really doesn't matter. Then they can go full force with Pollyanna, complete chaos, brain dream states and whatever, and maybe paint, that's good, paint it out, live it out in a halfway house. I'm not making fun of it. This is the truth, so I would wish that kind of security for people like this, who end up insane or confused or whatever. But throughout our lives, we have to function, and we cannot function. You cannot make money. You cannot You cannot create something for yourself. And it's good to make money, you know. It's good. It is good to establish your life, not according to being more respected or any of these things, but to secure your body, your life, your mind, safety, security, you know, health. All of this is connected, you know. Money, having enough money to do things with, to enjoy life with. Money in a positive way, in a healing way, in a healthy way. This is all standing on the foundation of mental clarity and mental freedom in particular. You cannot have a mindset of unempowerment to get to Z, you know, to get from A to Z. You can't make that jump. You have to first get out of the unempowerment state. You have to first get out of this finger pointing, name calling, bullying, blaming state. Okay, you cannot be in that state and also make money and you know, some people get money sent to them in even in those states. That can happen occasionally, but what I'm trying to say is keeping the money, protecting it like your child, you know, nurture as you're nurturing your own body. You know, people who are not in the state and they get money sent to them suddenly, or they become famous through something, music or video or movies in Hollywood, many of them end up spending that money on drugs. Many of them have spent the money on hard drugs even, and heroin, and some of them have died in recent years from these hard drugs because they were not ready yet. They were not at mind level Z in order to protect themselves. I'm not at mind level Z yet. Okay, but I am like an earthworm probing forward. I'm exploring forward. And for that, I have to have a sane brain. I need to have insight. I need to have clarity. I need to see where I am. I need to know where I am standing in this coordinate system of existence, you know, of all the people around me and where they are at mentally, you know. So this is very important to gain clarity. This is the most important thing there is in our existence, is our brain sanity, safety, health. This is the most important thing. And tobacco, meat, dairy products, toxins, pesticides, all of this hallucinogenic drugs, all of this diffuses, all of this murky makes your brain into a murky chaos. So you want clarity, you want to detox yourself. You want to completely free your system and mind from toxins, heavy metals, and all of this. Get that all washed out. Fluoride, all of these toxic type of things need to be washed out of you. And then your pituitary gland and your pineal gland and your amygdala can grow back and maybe grow even bigger than average. And I know that my amygdala are bigger than the average. I can tell, you know, if I did an fMRI, they would find that for sure. I'm pretty sure about this. I know because I see that, you know, whenever I see a living being suffer, I cannot, I could not look the other way. I just couldn't do it. So, and when people take drugs, even hallucinogenic drugs, it cripples the amygdala. The scientists have found this out. This is really scary. And that's the most important thing, is that we preserve our compassion center. Even if someone isn't so capable of taking care of themselves anymore because they have crippled that part, but at least if that person preserves the compassion center, then things can go forward somewhat, because we're all in this here together. I'm not separate from that bird there. Yeah. So I see every animal, and I see every salamander, and they all want to exist. They all want to experience. They all want to be loved. All the beings, they sense that. They sense love vibrations. And they know when someone is kind, and that's why the birds, they usually come up very close to me. So anyway, I chickened out with that UFO thing, probably government spy drone or something, possibly. I don't know who could live here in this area who is of such interest. It isn't me. My life is boring. It is not interesting to anyone. I'm serious. It's not interesting. I'm living a life in a monastery, self-made monastery, in celibacy and in nature, with Papa Dog and Paul. I'm a writer. I hope that I bring some awareness, but that could not be such a threat. That could not possibly be a threat. If I suddenly would get more views, maybe then that could cause some kind of problem. Hey, she is bringing awareness and causing people not to buy so much anymore. Yeah. Oh, then the corporate agenda would go, this is not good. We need to cut her off or something. But that's not the case. I have 100 subscribers or something. I have 10 views on my video. So, no, I am not a threat, okay? And I don't know who else could be a threat here. They're all on board with the establishment around here. I haven't seen one person here who thinks somewhat in the direction that I view things, that I recognize things for what they are. So I don't think anyone here recognizes anything. These people, you go to the store. My husband yesterday, he bought chamomile tea. A lady was kind of making fun of him for buying so many boxes of chamomile tea, and then she said, well, she doesn't need chamomile tea. She has her medication from the doctor. Yeah. Okay. Obviously when you're shopping, you just want to pack up your stuff and go, and not get into a 10-hour crash course on what damage medications are doing to people. And I feel sorry for those people. I feel sorry for them being so utterly not just uninformed, but anti-informed. It's a pity. It truly is a pity. And also playfulness. I see that most people are not able to be playful. It's like they could never do this, what I just did. I mean, I wouldn't do this out there in the store or something. They would bombard me with questions. They might even call the hospital. I don't know. But, they don't even do it at home, something like what I just did here. They don't even, or they don't have this, when they see an animal, oh, this is bird of this species, and aha, oh, I know so much, blah, blah, blah. That's how people are. When I see a bird, I don't need to research, find out what kind of species of bird that is. It's a beautiful bird, So the names will come to me eventually, because I'll see a photo of that bird on the internet, and then I pay attention. Most people wouldn't even pay attention then. Then I pay attention. Ah, that's that woodpecker that I saw with the red punk head. So, paying more attention is love. Being more attentive, being more alert, being more playfulness. Not worry about what someone else is gonna think. No, oh, they're gonna think I'm a clown. Yeah, I am a clown. I am. I've always been a clown, a heyoka, a shaman. So some people don't want us to use these words unless we're Native American. I am not Native American. I have I'm from Europe, and I have some Mongolian in me. I have genes from Genghis Khan and from Vladimir the Impaler. Okay, but I turned out kind. I'm not an impaler, so I'm the opposite of that. I'm against violence. So no, okay, then I will use a different word for that. But yeah, but sometimes there are words that come from a specific regions, and they haven't been created by another region, so then the other regions will take on that word in order to explain a specific state. It's just a state that's being explained. So I can use a different wording for that. I can say heyoka, it is a jester, maybe. I can use that word, a jester. I am a jester, or maybe a joker, joker, I joke, but it's not a joke what I say. So people will use that word for someone like me. Ah, she's a joker, she's just a clown. But a clown, that word I can accept. I am a clown of exploration. Okay, I am a play child, as Jonathan Miese explained the state of, being bird free mentally. Being in a state of exploration, of moving forward, of touching things, of finding out without labeling, without putting it into some kind of boxed up way of thinking. So I would like to go down the road there, up the road, and check out that glowing thing with the disco ball eye. But I am afraid. I'm afraid because some people have their dogs loose, and they run down the road, and I don't know how they are going to be reacting if I'm walking down the road. So I'm a little afraid. I don't know. I don't appreciate that at all, that people will have no fence around their property. I don't appreciate it. I know a woman, she even took the fence off. She had a fence and took it off. I have no idea why someone would do something like this. And then she tied her dogs up after the fence was taken down. It just doesn't make any sense at all. It's so cruel and so detached and so broken mentally. That's what I mean by, when people completely derail from sanity, from clarity, mental clarity, and become murky and diffused and split off from truth and love, and we need to do the opposite. We need to find back towards it. Okay, that's what I'm trying to do with my videos. I try to make them creative and fun and moving forward, and without some intro or some intro trailer, without some, like, my P signature on something. You can use my videos for whatever, for whatever good, to use it for good. Sell it as your own, but use it for good. I don't need to put my signature under my videos. That's ridiculous. So I like videos that get started right away. Like, hello, here I am, and this is what I have to say. So anyway, take care. Bye bye.